I voted by mail last week in the upcoming midterm elections. I'm thankful that we're free to express our choice, and I'm happy to have that off my plate for another 2 years. In the spring of this year, before the very first primary elections, I made a commitment to myself not to watch or listen to a single political commercial in 2022. Now, that's been a formidable challenge. But when one comes on TV, I just hit the mute button on my remote. If I'm up doing something and I hear a commercial begin, I walk out of the room. I just determined that I don't need that kind of continual, unrelenting negativity from both political parties in my daily life. And besides, did anyone ever decide to vote for someone based on a 15 or 30-second biased diatribe? During every election cycle, some very well-meaning Christian will post that this is the most important election in our history. Well, I doubt that. In fact, the most important election in your history is when your vote makes a difference for eternity, as you make your calling and your election sure, as Peter said in 1 Peter 2, or 2 Peter chapter 1, verses 10 and 11. We would all do well to remember that patriotism is not spirituality. Our brand of patriotism, party loyalty, is not what makes us spiritually strong. No, that comes from setting your mind on things above, Colossians 3 and 2, and seeking as of first importance the kingdom of God, Matthew 6 and 33. Prayer, Bible study, discipleship, worship, outreach, ministry, those are the elements that strengthen our spiritual lives, not political activism. Let's remember that God is not on the ballot. He's not a Republican or Democrat. He's the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And let's remember that we're all free to have a political persuasion, but we're not free to be rude or caustic, whether in person or online, and thus alienate our brethren. And let's especially remember that after the election is over, the Bible will still have all the answers that matter. Prayer will still work. God will still inhabit the praise of his people. There will still be God-honoring teaching and preaching. Saints will still sing praise to God. God will still pour out his blessings on his people. And Jesus will still love his own and save the lost. Perspective is everything. Just a thought.